Hello and welcome once again to SportsVision, the magazine. Do you like that rocking song?
Football, baby. It's all about football.
It's all football.
Hey.
Football's here, and I'm just like elated.
But who are you and me? You forgot to tell the people.
I don't know who I am.
Okay, Joe Palo here, Mike Reagan here.
Okay,
and
yes,
our
I am Joe.
Mascots, Bear and Fajita. And hey, speaking of mascots, we got the Bears and the Raiders and the Walker Valley Mustangs, and we got their head coaches. And we got to move it because we've got a lot of stuff on them. We're going to start out with Cleveland. Steve Stevenson called us for a media day. We went there.
Their SID, their SID.
SID. We got to talk about Steve Stevenson, the SID. Let's hear from Leon Brown. Here we go.
Look at our schedule there in the book. You see where we got McLean County and Baylor and Walker Valley. I tell you, the big rivalry games, that take a lot out of it. I think we got probably the 5th week of the season, and our job after that, probably the 2nd week of the season, is to try to calm things down because the excitement gets started for the Bradley game. We started that series back last year, and we said it's going to be a one-year deal, year to year, depending on how the fans react. I think this past season, everything went smooth. We didn't have any kind of destruction out in the community that we used to have when we used to be playing back in the 80s. Everything went great. So we got to go to Bradley this year and continue that rivalry. And I think it's just great for the community and the fans. And again, if they behave, then we'll continue that. Everything went great. As for Cleveland High School, we have 44 players now. When we look at our roster, we have about 27 freshman players. We don't put our freshman guys up on the varsity. They separate, they practice separate. We don't include them on our roster, but we do have about 27 freshman players out right now. Our top returning players this year, of course, Levante Barber. What can I tell you about the young man? He didn't play basketball this winter. He stayed in the weight room the whole time, worked out, and was a lot bigger now and stronger. And I tell you, coaches, I'm telling you, you better be ready. He's going to carry the ball at least 20, 25 times a game. I'm telling you right now. So he's going to be our bread and butter man this year. Again, he's gotten bigger and faster and stronger, and we expect a lot out of this man this year. He's a junior. As a sophomore last year, I think he was area 70-time free press area player of the year. Gained over, I think, 1,100, 1,200 yards last season. And again, we expect a lot from this young man. He's a fine young man, good family background, good student, and we expect a lot of big things from him as far as when he get off the school somewhere here another year. Don't want to get rid of him too quick. On the defense side of the ball, we have 6 people returning on defense. I feel like our defense is going to be a lot stronger. I tell you, I can't express how much our winter workout has improved this last 2 seasons. Mike Collier, one of our assistant coaches that came up from Central, was in charge of our weight room, did an excellent job. Our kids are really excited. Again, they're bigger, they're stronger, and they can't wait to get started. On the offense side of the ball, we have 4 offensive starters returning. The key for us on the offense side of the ball is going to be our offensive line. We have 2 offensive linemen moved away this summer, and we have 2 graduate off the offensive line. They're going to be very young and small. They're going to be quicker. In fact, I brought 2 offensive linemen with me today. Drew Hamstetter, raise your hand, Drew. He was also our class president. Drew carries about a 3.9 grade point average, and he's one of our senior captains. And Ron Johnson, raise your hand, Ron, the other senior captain. Again, these guys, both offensive linemen, as you can see, we're not very big on the offensive line, but again, we're going to be a lot quicker and a lot stronger also. Another key for us this upcoming season is to be our kickers. Of course, you know, we lost Joe Elliott, who's our senior kicker. He's been kicking for me since he was a freshman. Joe has 5 school records at Cleveland High School. He also has a state record for PATs. And that's not very easy to replace. So I had to go out and watch a lot of soccer matches this spring. I tell you, it's about the second time I watched soccer matches. My first 4 years at Cleveland High School, my first couple of years, I tell you, it was tough. And trying to follow a legend in Benny Monroe. Sure, all of you know that. I think the ghost of Benny Monroe has finally left me now. I feel more relaxed and comfortable now. Nobody's You know, we lost, I think, first 2 ball games my first year. And, you know, people weren't used to that at Cleveland High School. You know, losing 2 ball games in a row. Every coach is different. You know, every coach in this room is going to coach different. I was on the Benton Monroe for 18 years. I first came to Cleveland. I was fresh out of college, and all the football I know comes from Benton Monroe. It's been around him. And I started off trying to imitate Benton Monroe, doing a lot of things that he done, because that's the only football I do, the football that he taught. But I said, wait a minute, I got to back up here. Every coach is different. I always dreamed about being a head coach and want to do certain things. And then once I realized that, we started making more progress towards our goal, towards our mark. And that's what we're doing right now. That's where we're headed right now. Okay, it's going to take me a couple more years. I tell everybody, they say, Coach, we're going to win another state championship. I said, wait a minute. I said, you gave Ben Monroe 12 years, 14 years. How about giving me 12, 14 years? But I think eventually we're going to get there. Things are looking up. Positive again for us. Strength for us this year is going to be a speed. You know, I'm not going to hide it. There's no secret about that. We got some speed back here in the backfield. Antonio Westfield, number 32. Going to be a senior this year. Tonio's a great baseball player. If you're local, you know about Tonio. He hasn't been there much this summer because he's still playing summer baseball. You know, and good chance he'll probably get drafted right out of high school. Tyrese Warren, number 33, fullback and linebacker. Tyrese worked very hard in the weight room this summer. He has gotten bigger and stronger and faster. Jay Davis. Jay, how many of you remember Buck Davis? That's his son, Jay Davis. He got that Davis blood in him. He can fly. Very athlete. We got him at running back and safety back here. And he's a great football player. He plays just like his dad. Of course, Ron back here. Ron transferred in here a couple of years ago. First time ever playing football. Stepped in there and started for us at defensive tackle. Very quick. We got Drew also. Drew's a senior. Drew's been starting for me since he was a sophomore. We're very excited about this upcoming football season. It's going to be a very exciting season, starting with the Jamboree on the 13th and 14th, 15th and 16th. Okay, hope to see everybody out doing those 2 nights. It's going to be a fun-filled night with a halftime competition, and I tell you, this is really going to be exciting. Michael Dietrich is our quarterback. He's a backup quarterback for Jared Gaston last year. We still running the wing team. Michael Dietrich is the perfect wing team quarterback. As far as speed and mechanics, he can't do the things that we did with Jared, where we spread people across the field and throw the football with him, or with Jared Gaston. Michael Dietrich is just a smooth operator as far as doing the simple things, the easy things that wing team quarterback is supposed to do. So he'll be a senior. Expecting a lot out of Michael this year, leading this football team. Any other questions?
Returning at quarterback this year, we've got a tremendous young man. He's going to be a junior named Joe Despo. Joe's the type of kid last year that got thrust.
When your cash is low and you need groceries.
Check into cash.
What's Check into Cash? It's a remarkable place to get instant emergency cash for a flat fee. Anytime you have an unexpected expense and need a payday advance, Check into Cash can make it happen. You write us a personal check and you get the cash you need instantly. My checking account's low. I can't get what we need. Go to Check into Cash. The next time you need quick cash, for whatever reason, go to Check into Cash.
Remember how you loved going to the local diner with your parents for an authentic French dip sandwich? No, you avoided going out with your parents. You were embarrassed by their matching sweatsuits. You must be thinking of Hardee's new authentic French dip sandwich. Roast beef carved to order, covered with Swiss cheese and piled high on a freshly baked roll. Perfect for dipping in our famous au jus sauce. Might want to take Mom and Dad through the drive-thru. Try Hardee's new French dip sandwich. Hardee's, the way food ought to be.
Our buildings and employees do more than take up space. We're more than just checkbooks and loan applications. We are part of this community, just as the community is part of us. Our people have been here for years. We've worked alongside you at the Heart Walk and United Way. We reinvest both time and money, which adds to the quality of life in Bradley County. Any bank can lend money. It takes a neighbor to lend a hand. First Tennessee. All things financial, all things Cleveland, all things community. Member FDIC.
Cleveland Chiropractic Clinic offers complete chiropractic care. Dr. Russell Smith and his friendly, dedicated staff can help relieve chronic back pain, neck pain, headaches, allergies, and also sport-related injuries. Cleveland Chiropractic Clinic has a licensed massage therapist on staff and 2 certified in-house x-ray technicians. Complete insurance filing is available and 24-hour emergency care. Phone 472-1140.
Hey, we're back on SportsVision, the magazine. You know, Mike, I really don't feel like myself today or even look like myself.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, I know you know, because usually I'm like 6'4", long blonde hair, built like Fabio, and
It's just not working.
Not
It's
today.
working.
I don't know what the deal is.
You notice Daryl Patterson, and right before we went to commercial there, he was there at that big media day.
Is he one of the...
He's one of the bigwigs. Anyway, speaking of bigwigs, we got a bigwig that coaches over there at Bradley Central, named Coach Price, over there on our football preview
He really
day.
doesn't have a wig, though, although
No.
he could use one.
Well, we got to keep going because we had a lot to show you. Coach Bill
He's a
Price and the
toupee.
Bear preview. Here we go.
Coach Price, right in the middle of 2-a-days here, looking tough out there. I guess the weather's kind of hot, but your team's come together and you're looking really good. Why don't you give us an overview here of the Bradley football team this year, coming off a season that you know you can make some great improvements on. Tell us about what you got going numbers-wise, strengths, weaknesses, and so forth.
Okay. Right now, we have 77 players involved in our program. 52 of them are varsity. We have 9 out of 11 returning starters on offense, and we have 8 out of 11 on defense. So we got some kids that have playing experience that are back this year. We still need to gain a lot of depth. You know, right now, especially during 2-a-days, we're trying to find more kids that can contribute on Friday night. I mean, I'm very well pleased right now with our skill people, but you know, I'm still worried about the interior line a little bit.
And, Coach, tell us about the schedule coming up. Of course, you're going to start out with a jamboree. Let the folks out there know when that is, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the actual region schedule.
August 23rd, we have a jamboree starting here at 6 o'clock, and that'll involve, I think Ray County's involved in it, Baylor, McCallie, Soddy Daisy, Ooltewah. There's some teams involved in there on this. Then on Friday night, we're turning around, we're playing a freshman jamboree. We'll be on the 24th. Both of those nights will start at 6 o'clock.
And that is here?
That is here at Bradley Central High School. So that's, you know, that's a big day. People can come out and get a preview of the teams, a lot of local football teams, and you know, and starting August the 30th, we go to McMinn County for a region football game. Then we turn around and play Oak Ridge with a region game. Then we go to then Red Bank comes here, and that's our 3rd game of the year, which is homecoming. 4th game is back at Soddy Daisy, region game. 5th game we have Cleveland here, and you know, it continues on. That's for top 5. The first 5 ball games are very difficult.
Well, they are difficult, and of course the rivalry game, 2nd year, it opened up over at Cleveland. I know the focus is, the most important games on your schedule is the region games, but of course fan interest, that's a big game here for the people in the community of Cleveland. Tell us a little bit about that game coming up, what you expect.
Well, that's a good money-making game for both programs. You know, it was at Cleveland last year, will be at Bradley this year, and I think that you know, we hope to make a lot of money. We hope to be more competitive than we were last year. Cleveland has a fine football team, but you know, I have to worry about McMinn County, Oak Ridge, and Soddy Daisy prior to that game. Also, Red Bank prior to that game. So, you know, we can't. You know, for us to win football games, we have to play every game, and you know, and especially playing a good team like Cleveland down the road, 5 games. You know, we don't have to worry about that for a while.
Also, you do have some great players coming back. Of course, Tyler Westmore had a big year, and Jake Nunley coming back as freshman starter last year, had a great season for a freshman. Hearing some good things about him out there on the practice field. Tell us a little bit about some of these guys and what do you expect?
Well, right now in our backfield, David Jordan will be our quarterback. He started 8 games last year. Left half will be Jake Nunley, which is, you know, he's about 20 pounds heavier than he was last year. He started all 10. Fullback will be split time between Tyler Westmoreland and another senior named Jamie Harvey. Right half will be Nathan Centers. So all those guys that had playing experience, and you know, each one of those guys started every game besides Jamie Harvey last year. So you know, that's a positive. Tight end is a 3-year starter, Bodie Hyde. Right tackle is going to be a 2-year starter in Alex Endo. Right guard is going to be a 2-year starter in Russell Davis. Center will be a 3-year starter in Tyler McCurry. Left guard, we don't know right now. Left tackle, we don't know right now. So, you know, split in, we have 4 or 5 kids that are going to contribute. So, you know, we feel pretty good offensively right now. Defensively, we got, you know, there's some room for improvement.
So strength-wise, offensively, you feel pretty good. And tell me, what are your weaknesses in defense you think you need some work on?
Well, I think our defense, especially in spring, played really well. Played better than the offense did, but it's a depth factor right now. You know, we got some kids that got to step up, and you know, I guess that's the problem with all teams right now. But you know, some guys that get out there and compete every practice. We're not, you know, I'm not satisfied the way that which we're practicing right now, and I know it's hot, but it's hot everywhere else in Tennessee.
Your freshman group, tell me a little about those guys. Kind of know some of those guys from past experience with them in my son's age group. Tell them a little about freshman team.
Well, you know, the freshman team, they have 8 ball games this year. They're out here practicing with us every day, 2-a-days. You know, it's hard to tell right now what type of players. You know, we've got some good athletes, but I hate to single anybody out right now because I really don't know, you know, exactly what they're going to do when they get in the heat of competition. But they're working hard. They're going 2-a-days, and they're getting ready to go to Riverdale camp with us next week.
And Coach, you're a veteran coach. You just give us a kind of a wrap on the course of schedule. Bradley faces with McMinn and Saudi. Does it get much tougher than that? Where do you expect to be? You expect to have them in the thick of things this year?
Well, you know, I know last year we were 3-7. If we'd won the last ball game, we'd been in the playoffs. But you know, not really deserving. I think if you have a losing record, you shouldn't be in the playoffs. But we were 3-4 in the conference last year. I expect to do a lot better than that this year. And I just the way the kids come around, you stay away from injuries, and that's always a problem right now. You keep injury free. I think we got a chance to compete for the title.
Well, Coach Price, your record shows that you're one of those guys that will get them ready and get them there, and we appreciate your time today, and good luck to the Bradley Bears this year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Man, I am running short on cash with the car repairs, and our wedding anniversary is coming up next week. I need some cash, fast. But from where? I know. Matt was telling me about how First Southern Cash Advance helped him.
May I help you?
He just wrote them a check, and he got the cash right away. That's easy. I can do that. Then First Southern holds your check until your next payday. It's quick, confidential, and helps take care of life's really important things.
First Southern Cash Advance. Cash when you need it most. The employees of Duracell's 3 area facilities would like to give hearty congratulations to our 3 area high schools for excellence in academics and athletics. Rocker Valley High School, Cleveland High School, and Bradley Central High School. Keep up the good work, students. We are proud of you. From your local Duracell facilities, Mouse Creek, Tasso, and the Corporate Distribution Center and Warehouse. At Duracell, our people are our energy.
Speaking of energy,
I got a lot of energy.
I got a lot of energy.
A lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. A lot of coffee.
Rick and Gina Bell, by the way, saw that lawn doctor. I want to thank those new people.
Did you notice how a little higher that thumb
478
would have been right in Bill Price's ear?
0000. Hey, listen, we got to go to a guy with a lot of energy. He's going to put a lot of energy into Walker Valley football. Scott Webb.
Pat him on the head when you see him.
Thank you for being here today and updating us here on the Walker Valley Mustangs. The new version, new coach, and a new year here, and probably a lot of new expectations. Tell us about your numbers and how you feel about things so far.
Well, you know, our numbers are pretty good. We've been running between 50 and 60 kids. You know, we've got a lot of freshmen. It was probably a little early to start the freshmen. Next year I'll probably do that a little differently and start them a little bit later. But, you know, the numbers are pretty good. Our numbers seem to be growing, and, you know, our kids are out here working very, very hard day in and day out. So I'm quite pleased with what's going on thus far. So, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, our work ethic is one thing we're practicing on. We're working on coming out here and competing hard at practice every single day, and that's what we're trying to instill in our team, that, you know, the value of practice and to what it means to come out here and work and get what we need to get done, and then we get to go home. So that's, you know, been a real asset for us so far. Numbers have.
Well, about the returning players, and you've got some kids coming back with some experience. Of course, you lose some great ones. Walker Valley does with Bryant Baines and some other players. Give us some key players here, and then maybe expand on some of your strengths and weaknesses that you expect from this team based on what you've seen so far.
Well, I think one of our best assets is going to be the amount of players we got that got experience last year. We're still a young team. I think we have 11 seniors total. So out of 60, which is not 20% or 20-30% of what we have on the team, so we don't have a great deal of seniors. So youth is both an asset and a weakness, because the numbers are there and the enthusiasm is there, the experience is not there. So that's been a problem. As far as our key players, we return on our offensive line. We returned 4 starters back from last year. Tim Bacon, a senior guard, will anchor our offensive line. Does a great job. Tremendous athlete. Works very hard. Strong, quick. Couldn't ask for anything more at him. Jeffrey Brown, his counterpart at guard, senior. He does a great job. He's quick, working on his strength. He's getting better and better. We had Greg Blankenship back this year. He only got to play last year for 2 games last year. He broke his leg at the Marshall County game, so he gets the opportunity to show us what he can do. He had a great start last year, and we hate to see it end so soon for him, but he'll be a tight end for us. We bring back a sophomore at tackle and Paul Sorer and a junior at tackle, so our offensive line should be real solid. The backfield offensively, we bring back a lot of kids with experience. Lewis Sharp, Daniel McAllister, Cody Hicks, some new guys, Bubba Bacon. Everybody will learn to know that name. He can be a real player for us. He's just a sophomore. We get Jeremy McCaskill, who came over from Bradley, who's eligible for us this year. So he's a senior. He can run. Tristan Simpson. The depth is there for us offensively. We can be very good offensively. We've got a lot of work to do. We bring back a quarterback who's got a year of experience, and Jonathan Gibson. So he has looked really sharp. He's just light years ahead of where he was this time last year, and his confidence is growing. So offensively, I feel that we can be a pretty decent football team. Defensively, we've got a lot of those same people who play on defense. Tim Bacon is going to be a nose man for us. Should do a great job. He's just tailor-made for it. Plus, we get kids out like Brandon Norwood, who's a senior defensive end who had a great year. Craig Powell is a defensive back as a sophomore. So the opportunity is there for us to be better, but youth and schedule is things that's going to take away from that. We still play a very tough 3A schedule. We play 3 teams that are in Cleveland's region, including Cleveland, East Ridge and Hickson, and East Ridge won the division last year. A very big and strong team. I mean, yes, they're that's even though they lost Charles White to UTC, that's still a very, very talented football team, and and then you add a good 3A perennial power in Marshall County, and a 2A power in Meigs County year in and year out, and our region was very young last year. Even though traditionally the Howards are not always good, but they were a very athletic, good football team last year, and they'll be good. And McMinn Central and Sequoia and Grundy County, those were all fairly young teams last year in our boat. So the league is wide open. It's the opportunity's there for us to have a good year. It's just a matter if we can get the job done and make it the kind of success we want to have.
Well, you mentioned the region, of course, and obviously that's the most important part of the schedule. But there's a game you kind of touched on there, and I remember Lewis Sharp's performance in the last year. I mentioned Lewis Sharp. In the second half, Cleveland and Walker Valley had a pretty good football game. And comment, I know you want to not focus on that till you have to. It's a week-by-week thing from coach's standpoint. But got to say something about that Cleveland game. What you expect?
Well, they're a tremendous benchmark for us. You're talking about a team. When I first moved down here, was right in their heyday. I remember going over there and watching them play and winning 3 state titles and how great they are. So that's a benchmark for our program. We enjoy the opportunity of getting to see how we measure up against a team of that caliber and that perennial power in the state. So it's a long ways away. And we look forward to the opportunity to seeing how well, we played them very tough for 2 quarters, and for 2 quarters, we didn't play them so tough. They were better than us. So what we've got to learn is how to maintain that level for 4 quarters against an extremely quality opponent like Cleveland.
Also, Coach, you're kind of a rookie here yourself, first-year coach, and I know there's a lot of responsibility and pressures. Everything I've heard, you're a great X's and O's man. You know what you're doing out there. But there's some adjustments there, but fortunately you got some experience with you on the coaching staff, McCamus and several other people there that you might want to mention, and how the staff's coming together and how you're doing as a first-year guy.
Well, It's been very unique. It's, you know, all my life I wanted to be a head football coach, and then when you finally get the opportunity to do it, and you see how much it really entails, you know, it's more than just sitting here and drawing play. I can talk football, the football part of it, all day long, and you know, I feel pretty confident in what I know football-wise. It's learning how to do all the other stuff that is taking some time and adjustment for me, and you know, that's why my staff has been a big help. Ron German, who coached for, many people know he's coached for years at Lake Forest, and he did you know, he's my assistant head coach, and he's really been my crutch. He's been a big support. You know, he knows, you know, he was a head coach for 15 years over there, and you know, he knows the importance and the things that need to be done. So he's, you know, he's been a big help to me. You know, both McCamus brothers, Steve and Keith, have, you know, they've had the experience of being on a varsity staff and being up here at Charleston and at Walker Valley for several years. So they have understanding and knowledge of what, you know, what needs to be done, and I lean on that. And you know, my good friend Eric Swafford is going to be our defensive coordinator, and I feel completely confident in what Eric is going to do for us. You know, Eric has a great knowledge of the game. He's very enthusiastic. He knows the defensive side of football. So you know, I'm happy and excited and scared and all those things, because you know, it's just, you know, it's a new experience, but you know, have no regrets. We'll be ready come August 23rd to play football.
Well, and we'll be looking forward to following you there, and we appreciate your time today, Scott. Great interview. You're doing great with the media to this point, so we appreciate your time, and thanks a lot for your comments.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, and say hello to Mr. Palo for me and pat him on the head for me.
I'll do that. Thanks, Scott.
It's hot. It's hollow, Scott. Here we go. Important dates.
Important dates. Cleveland versus Baylor, August 30th, 7:30 p.m. away.
Bradley and McMahon, August 30th, 7:30 p.m. away.
Walker V versus East Ridge, August 23rd, 7:30 home.
Cleveland at Bradley, September 27th. Walker Valley, Cleveland, October 28th. See you later.
Hey, have a good week.